Well, it's Saturday morning, and we're at another event where someone tried to murder one of my deputies. We're on the West Frostproof Church Road, which is on the west side of Frostproof. And here's what occurred. About 9:30 last night, deputies were dispatched to serve a warrant. This warrant on our suspect was for failure to pay child support with a $5,000 purge. Our deputies located the suspect in a really junky area about 75 yards off of the road. I think people were living there, I'm not sure. And as our deputies confirmed that in fact this was our suspect that we were looking for, and they were starting to take him into custody, he fought with them. They got one handcuff on him, and while they were wrestling with him and fighting with him in order to secure him in handcuffs, out of nowhere, a second suspect shows up with a long 2x4 and hits one of my deputies in the head, Deputy Martin. He struck him in the head so hard that he split his head open. He is, by the way, right now being treated and admitted to the emergency room at Lakeland Regional Medical Center. When that occurred, our deputies immediately engaged and shot the suspect. They shot him several times as he was preparing to then strike them some more with this 2x4 that they had turned into a bat or a deadly weapon. While this was occurring, our original suspect fled. Our deputies were able to run him down. He had one handcuff, and after a foot pursuit, they both tased him, took him into custody, secured him in one of the patrol cars, and then went back to give first aid to the person they had shot. He was rushed to a local hospital where he was declared deceased. The investigations ongoing by our 10th Judicial Circuit task force that investigates officer-involved shootings. In addition to that, the medical examiner will investigate. We'll do an investigation, plus we'll do an administrative investigation. All of these investigations will be forwarded to our state attorney, Brian Haas, for a final determination of the case. It is very apparent to us that this man was trying to beat our deputies, injure our deputies, and in fact split the head open of one of our deputies in an attempt to get this friend or relative, we still don't know that at this time, away from the deputies. As I always tell you, this information is current and the best information we know early on at this time. But we will release additional information later on, and anything we say here tonight is subject to modification. The investigation goes on. But let me give a word to the wise. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not all right to shoot at my deputies, to shoot my deputies, to stab my deputies, to try to stab my deputies, or to try to beat them with a 2x4 that was being used as a bat. We don't know whether or not our deputy will need to be admitted to the hospital overnight. We're still waiting on him to be treated and to finish the initial test. But he was injured, significantly injured, whenever this man struck and attacked my deputies with violence. He won't attack or strike another law enforcement officer with violence. He chose for us to shoot him, and that's exactly what we did.